Chromium, 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 my best friend. What are symptoms of chromium deficiency? This could be other ways your blood sugars are off. Okay. Do you have high cholesterol? Intolerance to alcohol? Hard time regulating blood sugars? You're at today's class. Do you get fatigue or low energy? Sign of chromium deficiency. Poor skin health? Chromium deficiency. Low concentration, poor memory. Oh. Worsening eye health. Increase in anxiety and mood regulation issues. Slow healing of wounds. Sugar cravings. Kidney disease, actually. Diagnosis of diabetes. Wait a second. Is it blood sugar balancing issues or is it chromium deficiency? It's the same thing. Oh, do I take a supplement, Luca? No, food first. Okay, why? Why are we deficient in chromium? Okay, there's a couple of reasons here. It always comes back to the question of how well you're able to take foods, break them down into nutrients, get them into your system. As we age, our ability to digest down into nutrients isn't awesome. So we start to digest to here, but not right down to nutrients. So we have a harder time breaking our foods down to provide the nutrients in usable forms already. So that's a contributing factor. If you also understand that the more stress you're under, the more inflammation you've got going on in the body, the higher things aren't working in the body. All of these add to the stress response. They trigger the stress response in the body. Every time you trigger the stress response, do you know what happens? Stress turns off digestion. Now you're going to have a hard time getting the chromium out of the foods you're eating because you're stressed. Oh, I know. Oh, God. It's like it's all set up against us. No, no, no. You're still making it through the day and you're still doing some good things. So there's lots of different ideas to help you provide some of this chromium. We're going to talk about that in a second. Yeah. So those are some of the contributing factors to why we may be deficient in chromium. The other issue here is that we cannot absorb a lot of chromium anyway. We only absorb, it's estimated, between 0.5 to 3% of the chromium we eat. So for example, if we were to simplify, if you get 100 milligrams of chromium, there's no food that'll have 100 milligrams, just for exploration purposes. If you have 100 milligrams of chromium that's in a food you're eating, you're going to get 5 milligrams up to you're going to get half a milligram to 3 milligrams of that 100 milligrams. That's what that means. So we can't absorb it very well. It's not a nutrient we can absorb very well. So our need for chromium needs to far exceed what we can actually absorb. If we need 2 micrograms per day, we need to make sure that we have 97% extra on top of that, or 99.5% extra on top of that, because you're only going to get a small amount. So this is what's so interesting. What influences how we can absorb this? If you have leaky gut, you're going to have a hard time absorbing. If you can't digest and break down foods, you're going to have a hard time absorbing.